So you had a great opportunity to be able to attend the Manning Passing Academy. Can you just talk a little bit about what that experience was like for you?
It was a great experience. A lot of a lot of people can't say they hung out with Peyton Manning and Eli and Archie and Cooper and was able to actually talk to them on a personal level and ask questions that you want to ask every day. You dream of asking people. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about what your interactions with the Mannings was like?
Yeah, it was great. They're a funny group of guys. Cooper's the funniest because he just says and does whatever he wants. Peyton's more professional, but he's a great guy as well. Eli's he's a goofy type, so it was very cool that I asked Peyton, how can I have my receivers think the same way I do, and it was cool because he gave me a great answer and I wrote everything he said down, so it was a great experience to actually be around greatness. You dream of days like that.
Can you tell us a little bit about who else was at the academy? What interactions you had with them and what that was like?
Yeah, well, I seen Kirk Herbstreit, for the first time. I actually met Trent Green. I didn't even know it was him because I was talking to his son, and then he was on Trent, and I was like, oh wow, And it was a lot of people: Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Marquise Williams from UNC, Anthony Boone from Duke, Devin Gardner from Michigan. I was all hanging out with them, and they're a great group of guys because you get around them and you only see what people put on TV about them. You don't actually get to see them for who they are. So actually meeting them and finding out, them on a personal level is a really great experience as well.
Were you able to trade information with those guys, learn things from each other?
Yeah. We joked about each other. I was asking Anthony about his the offense they run over there, and talking to Jameis about how they beat us and how we're gonna play them and everything. So it was a great experience because we actually got to build friendships. We all exchanged numbers, and now we're in a group chat together. And it was a great time, and those guys are really funny.
Was there anything specific that you took away with the official beginning of preseason, only 2 weeks away, that you're really excited to implement and make part of your game?
Really, just confidence. Because you go there thinking like, you don't get as much publicity as Jameis, or he's this guy, he won a Heisman. But then when you get there, you're like, they're just human, they're a great group of guys, but they do the same thing as me, and it's not really a confidence thing, but it's just a reassurance, like, I can win the Heisman, we could win the national championship or something like that, so it's really just a real down-to-earth experience.
And just lastly, your official capacity there was as a counselor. What was it like to be a mentor to some of the high school and younger kids there?
Yeah, that was great. A couple of them, they asked for my Instagram, so I followed them, and they all sent me pictures. And they were their comments were like, he's an awesome coach, the best coach there, And it was cool to know that I touched, players' lives. I was working out with them, and every time they came, I was laughing with them, and it was just cool to actually, be a part of something so great, that a lot of people don't get to do, and a lot of people don't get to, give their knowledge to other people, and they had I think they had a great time, and they all were texting me or trying to text me, and I actually gave my cleats to one of the campers, and he was so excited. So it was cool to actually touch somebody's life.
How excited are you heading into your second season starting quarterback, first preseason going in as the guy? How excited are you?
Oh, really excited, because now I could actually not take a breath, but I can actually, do the things I want to do and not have to worry. Basically Jerome says walking on eggshells. I could go in there, feel confident, feel comfortable, and knowing that this is now my team, and nobody's going to take that from me. So now I go in there just trying to lead them and better us in every single way.